These people don't have arguments. These people like Brother Near or Krillix who call me a bitch and a retard, or a right-wing crazy psychopath that thinks there's politics and everything, and think that their arguments, are valid. The problem with these videos is that they never give criticism. They either just say strawmans or exaggerate what I say to make me sound worse than I am. Like, the problem is you guys are taking the video too seriously. Like, this wasn't an analysis about the gaming industry. Whatever. They're gonna hate this video and take it out of context anyway. I also don't think I want to take advice from someone like Brother Near who constantly was proven to drag people in the drama when they didn't need to be, and is overall a fucking slimy person, and also uses that funny Ahiko face as an avatar in his podcast, and is an idiot when it comes to arena shooters. I also hate how Krillix and Brother Near have this smugness in his voice. Like, they just sound so smug, like they know everything. Well, calling me retarded and a bitch is not an argument. I'm just gonna say it right here and now. To all you who respond to my video, you're a fucking idiot.
Hello everyone. Skipping straight to the point today, I have to come out and explain a few things before we actually get into this. First up, I was originally going to respond to AnnaWaifu's first video, How Casuals Ruined Gaming, where this whole situation started, but due to a few inconveniences and some personal things occupying my time, I wasn't able to upload that video when I wanted to. I even did a poll asking if I should still do it afterwards, but due to just how much it had been dogpiled on already, I was hesitant because what more was there for me to say specifically that hadn't already been said? And then inevitably, AnnaWaifu uploaded a response lightly addressing everyone criticizing her first video. I contemplated it at first, but ultimately I decided to just scrap my response to her first video entirely, which I still have the entire script for, because unlike her first video, which has already been dogpiled onto death, I feel like I can actually add something to the conversation here. So consider this video of mine a compromise for not making that original response to her. But with all that being said, how about we just stop delaying this hot fucking garbage and hop right into this amazing response from the one and only synthetic man simp herself, AnnaWaifu.
Well, kiddos, it seems I ruffled feathers speaking the truth once again with my recent video ranting about casuals are ruining the gaming industry, because apparently casuals are the reason video games even exist. Yes, that's an actual argument these people use.
No. I've seen most of the responses towards you, and nowhere did anyone make that argument. The point that people were trying to make was that casuals make up most of the gaming market and always have. Therefore, gaming would not be as big, profitable, or popular without them. Would video games still exist? Probably, but everything would be vastly different, and a lot of games that you likely love would never have been made without said casuals helping fill the market.
I am aware YouTubers have made response videos about this subject, and while you're free to make response videos, you are not free from my wrath. These videos are so stupid, full of strawmans and misunderstanding points, and overall just trying to add on to what I said to make me look bad in some way.
No, trust me, no one had to add on anything to make you look bad. Any casual viewer is going to dismiss your video probably within the first minute, because of the topic, the incredibly awful introduction,
oh boy, another video about politics and gaming because I hate myself.
Not to mention the overall poor quality of your commentary, so literally no one had to do any of that.
Like, there's this one response video by this idiot named Krillix, which is the most hilarious video I've ever seen. I'm not gonna go over it, but I will give you some sticky notes about what he said, and I might show some clips, maybe?
Oh, of course you don't want to give them views. Talk about being petty. You backtrack with that little text, which, honestly, none of us need your attention for views, but I'm willing to bet that's not the full reasons why either. It couldn't be that you're not willing to show the context of anyone's argument in full, right? I mean, regardless of why you're omitting their clips, this honestly makes you look even worse. And you said we had to try and make you look stupid. Silly dumbass.
I also know this guy named Bakugan.
You want.
Look, say what you want about my channel, but at least my name is easy to say. AnnaWaifu, bam, rolls off the tongue.
Ah yes, because that's the most important thing to address in this response, is the ease of pronouncing someone's channel name. I mean, it's 4 syllables, the same as yours, and you can literally sound it out. You honestly make yourself look retarded pretty consistently. None of us have to try anything for it to happen.
This is like one of the most baffling, responses I've ever seen to a video that I've ever made. Like, I could understand some hate to the Resident Evil 4 video, but this? Like, guys, why are you taking this video so seriously? It's clearly like an emotional opinion piece, but you guys are treating it like it's an analysis or something.
First of all, what about that absolves you from taking criticism? Because it doesn't. All anyone did was give you their opinion back, which you're also in no position to tell people they're taking something way too seriously, considering you admit that this is some emotional opinion piece. So seriously, get off that high horse because it's extremely hypocritical. You complain, take things too seriously, and get emotional, but once that induces a response, other people are suddenly a problem? Get fucking real, bitch.
Whatever, let's get into it. So I think the first thing I want to mention is how these so-called not casuals or casuals get angry when I say that casuals care about video games being movies. And their argument's just, well, it doesn't matter, they have fun, so why is it matter? Basically, the argument is, shut off your brain and enjoy it.
Wrong. That is absolutely wrong. Proved over and over again. Wrong.
Oh boy, she's doing exactly what I thought she would do. Not showing the relevant clip or context, so all people have to go by is her word misrepresenting everyone. And you complained about people doing the same to you. How cute.
If you have to tell me that I have to shut off my brain, or just enjoy something without thinking deeper or any thought at all, then you just admitted that what you're talking about is going to be trash. If you care about story in a video game, then you care about games being like movies.
No, that's just fucking retarded. Case in point, environmental storytelling exists, which does not equate to a game being a movie. Just because there is a story or narrative or overarching plot doesn't mean it's a movie. You making this mass generalization and ridiculous claim that story immediately equals cinematic movie is literally one of the most asinine things you could have said.
Then just watch a movie or play games to play them. Like, not watch them as movies. I don't understand why the concept is you play a video game and you don't watch them is so hard to grasp for casuals. And what's hilarious is that these people don't even argue against their point. Their whole argument is to shut up and let us enjoy things. Stop criticizing us for enjoying shitty games. Just shut up and enjoy The Last of Us Part 2.
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
Again, you're just putting words in the mouths of everyone that responded to you. You seriously accused people of doing the same to make you look bad, so where the fuck are you with this? You're doing it back just to invalidate their arguments and literally strawmanning them.
Another thing they call me out for is loving Synthetic Man, like me enjoying Synthetic Man discredits me or some shit, like whatever.
My brother in Christ, you literally tried discrediting other people just for enjoying certain reviewers like Actman.
It's like these people say that Jim Sterling or the Actman give good, criticisms and reviews on games. No, they don't. They don't care about giving you quality entertainment. They care about shilling stuff to you. YouTubers like these people aren't your friends. You're a dime in a dozen. Another penny that goes to their pockets.
You cannot be this unself-aware. Holy shit. Also, people aren't discrediting you for being a fan of Synthetic Man alone, although that is questionable, but for blindly following and parroting him at every turn.
Yeah, he called you guys out multiple times and it's getting you angry.
Projection?
Casuals ruin gaming because they buy the same shit over and over and they don't care about when politics are shoved in their faces, and they don't care about the quality of video games. If you're a casual gamer and you don't fit into these categories, good for you. You're an exception, but that's not the majority.
Yet another baseless claim, and no, those people aren't just the exception. I feel like the biggest issue here is that your perception of this industry is way too black and white, when in reality there's a lot more nuance than you realize. A lot of people, yes that means casuals, really do care when politics are needlessly shoved into things. That's actually one of the big issues people have with your original video and your precious Synthetic Man himself, because you're both cut from the same cloth in that regard. You just needlessly shove politics into everywhere they don't belong.
Hardcore gamers aren't buying movie games, casuals are. And if they are buying these games and they're not a hardcore gamer.
Okay, I'm not defending movie games here, but who the fuck are you to speak on what games casuals or hardcore players indulge in? The entire medium is very, very subjective and a lot more nuanced than smooth-brained mongoloids such as yourself and Synthetic Man perceive it to be.
The Actman sold his soul for 10 cents and praises whatever the mainstream is praising. Jim Sterling does the same thing, except he interjects left-wing politics into his videos.
Ironic.
Alright, cut Jim Sterling out of this equation cause fuck them, but how does Actman only praise whatever the mainstream is following? That's pretty contradictory to most of his career, barring a couple exceptions. And take that from a self-admitted fan who does not blindly follow Actman's word as gospel like you do with Synthetic Man.
Yes, casuals are mostly left-leaning or centrist.
And hear you bitch about other people needlessly injecting politics where they don't belong. Holy fuck, you unself-aware, brick-brained, bitch-made, dumbass motherfucker.
When you look at a Game Awards show and you see a fat green-haired bitch up in the microphone, you don't think their casuals are left-leaning? I also didn't say all casuals are left-leaning. Casuals just don't care about the product. It's not that hard to understand.
First of all, referencing Game Awards to prove a point. Secondly, yes, you literally did say casuals were lefties, and in that given context, you were and still are generalizing all of them as such. You only backtracked that recently in this video.
Like, writing the script and recording is so hard to do. Seeing my favorite medium being thrown under the bus like this is so freaking depressing. Casuals, this is your fault. You could be saying that it's lefties, but what do you think lefties are? Casuals! Bottom line is that you didn't like what I had to say, and you dislike Balm because of that.
No shit.
Because instead of wanting to make gaming better, you casuals choose to blame everyone else for gaming going downhill instead of taking responsibility and admitting you're wrong.
Taking responsibility? Oh my god, I guess we all have to take responsibility for enjoying a hobby, guys. You know, what happened to all of this not being an analysis and just an opinion piece? Because you're sounding very authoritative at the moment for just being an opinion.
Casual gamer, definition, people who don't play video games as much as other people. It's not that hard to understand. If you're one of those people who were in my comments that were like, oh, I played this and I played that and I'm a casual gamer, no, you're not. If there's people who play thousands of games and you care about what the medium is, then you're not a casual. You're just brainwashed to think gaming is better than it's always been, and it's not.
Say what?
I mean, you're absolutely retarded for thinking otherwise. You may have a case with AAA, but with AA, the indie scene, and stuff like game preservation and consideration, yeah, there's never been a better point in gaming. Good games are still being made, and I can still go play old ones too. Also, again, you're speaking authoritatively on who can be considered a casual or not simply by playing X or Y game.
Like, if you say The Last of Us is one of the greatest games ever made, then you're a casual. I'm sorry, I'm just saying that out right now. No one who is a hardcore gamer thinks that The Last of Us, or Forspoken, or God of War Ragnarok, or Uncharted 4 think they're great games because of the gameplay.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna have to stop you there. Your constant cherry picking of certain games with zero context behind their mixed perception is seriously annoying. Let me break this down as simply as possible for your dumbass. This is a lot more nuanced than you think. Some casuals may like the games you listed, some may hate them. Their tastes in those specific games does not dictate them being a casual. Secondly, you can be a hardcore fan of certain games and a casual of others. I seriously don't know why you're so fucking obtuse to the point you can only see this shit in black and white, but goddamn is it mind-blowing to me that you cannot comprehend the simple fact of nuances within an industry as big as this.
Get the fucking point.
No, what they offer is just a story. Then fucking watch a movie. Why do you care about a story so much?
No. As much as I dislike most games you've listed, you're lying to yourself if you think they offer zero gameplay. And some people do still enjoy it, but there's nothing wrong if they also enjoy stories and narratives in those games. For context, something like Fallout New Vegas, which also isn't exactly a modern game, but heralded as an amazing RPG all around, when 50% of the game is just being stuck in dialogue. Your argument would be, oh, just go watch a movie like Mad Max or go outside and talk to real people. Do you see how that's fucking stupid yet?
And you casuals want super realistic graphics. Why? And there's people saying, well, I don't care about graphics. Like, I'm talking about casuals who do, and that's a lot of them.
Bitch, did you pull this argument from a console-warring retard? You provide zero sources for this claim and state you're only talking about the ones that do care, which is, quote, a lot. That tells me nothing. That could be any percentage, which all of this is just based on your word and anecdotal experiences. You're just mass generalizing all of this for the sake of your argument.
Because they won't go back and they play old games. If you recommend an old game to them, they won't do it. Proof? I've been around gaming for 15 years now, and I'll explain this later in the video.
Aw, congrats. You want a cookie? I've been playing games since I was around 3 to 4 years old. I just turned 27 this month. That's around 23 to 24 years, a lot longer than you, which means absolutely fuck all. You're just a pseudo-intellectual with no proof and are talking out of your ass authoritatively because I played games for a long time. Bitch, I played Morrowind for the first time in 2020, which I'm definitely a casual fan of, so explain that.
And for people who say that, oh, they just want movie games because that's how you get immersed in the world. No. Let me give you an example of a game called Borderlands. Yes, I'm gonna bring up Borderlands a lot in videos because that game is so freaking amazing. Borderlands 2 specifically. I get immersed in the world and I don't need cutscene bombarded in my face every fucking second of the game. That's such a stupid argument to make that's actually pretty incredible.
Oh, you got invested in the narrative? Why don't you just go watch a movie instead, retard? Games aren't supposed to have narratives. Holy fuck, your self-awareness is so low it's beyond absolute freezing levels at this point. Here's something revolutionary, okay? People can have preferences, and you do not have to like them or have the same one. It does not affect your personal experiences unless you allow it like you are now.
You don't need movie, cutscenes or whatever to get immersed in a world.
No, but having a healthy balance isn't a bad thing, and telling a narrative doesn't hurt the gameplay experience, so if that aspect is still enjoyable, what's the issue?
What is the problem?
The reason why Borderlands 2 has such an immersive world is because of the characters, because of the world itself, about how it looks, how it plays. There's so much about it that is so good that it gets you immersed. I never felt anything playing The Last of Us Part 2, or Uncharted, or, Forspoken. I was never immersed in those worlds because they're so shit. And it was because of the cutscenes that it got me, not immersed.
So this entire point is just arguing subjective tastes? Again, I don't care for the games you listed, but I don't mind cutscenes in a video game if they're handled well. Games like Halo CE through Reach did that really well, even 4 to a degree. Sometimes games are trying to tell stories and execute that really well without detracting from the gameplay. You personally hate cutscenes though, therefore casuals are ruining gaming somehow because of your personal bias. I mean, Jesus, this video has seriously gone off the rails.
Again, just watch a movie. Yes, there are games out there like The Last Guardian and Borderlands that have great graphics, but that's not why I play them. Because that's another thing, was that I was saying that casuals care about graphics, which they do. And then people are like, well, maybe they just care about graphics because they want the game to look. It's like, why do you care about the game looking good? Why does that matter? It should be the gameplay that gets you immersed in the game, not the graphics. Why do you care?
I like how you're arguing against pretty much non-existent people, because Minecraft, one of the most casual games in existence and the most popular by sales, looks like a potato. What the fuck are you on about? Even if some people like graphics, I'll just say it right back at ya. Why do you care?
Like, I don't get it. If you want a game to look good, fine. But that shouldn't be the only reason why you play the game is because the graphics look amazing or highly realistic. Like, who cares? Watch a movie or an anime if you care about story and graphics. My god, why do you care?
I just want to say, if you do care about story or graphics in a video game,
That's fine.
I seriously have to reiterate, it feels like you got half of these arguments from console wars, and ran with it like they represent every casual. Again, nuances. I'll say it again, Minecraft completely counters all of your points here just by existing and being as popular as it is.
If for the people who tell me to shut up and just let these people enjoy stuff, you guys would be more entertained staring at a fucking wall. These people don't have arguments. These people like Brother Near or Krillix who call me a bitch and a retard.
Based? You are a retarded bitch, especially when claiming they have no arguments while completely omitting all context and clips of their videos.
Or a right-wing crazy psychopath that thinks there's politics and everything, and think that their arguments, are valid.
Never did any of us call you a right-wing sociopath. We definitely said you needlessly inject politics everywhere like Synthetic Man, but not ever did we call you that.
The problem with these videos is that they never give criticism. They either just say strawmans or exaggerate what I say to make me sound worse than I am.
Projection? Because that is all you have done this entire video, all whilst omitting all context. You literal fucking mouth-breathing, chest-pounding troglodyte.
Yes, casuals do care about graphics, Krillix.
No. Case in point, Minecraft. Fucking drop this already.
Because they won't go back and play old games. It's obvious that modern gaming has gone to shit, that you won't admit it because again it would require you to actually take responsibility and realize you're the problem. And I'm not the schizo for thinking there's politics in video games. There's always politics in video games.
Oh, god damn it. No. No. Fuck no. People like you are why I was going to do the art/politics video, and ultimately also why I scrapped it. Please, please, do not be the reason I revive it.
Nobody buying the products.
Don't give a fuck to hear Synthetic Man. Skip!
I also don't think I want to take advice from someone like Brother Near, who constantly was proven to drag people in the drama when they didn't need to be, and is overall a fucking slimy person.
Misery, misery, misery. That's what you've chosen.
The most common ad hominem every single time. I ain't gonna speak too much about that drama because reviving a dead horse much, but it is clear how ignorant you are on the topic because Mischief literally involved himself before that screenshot. I mean, what do you think him defending Griffin was? Not being involved somehow?
He also uses that funny Ahiko face as an avatar in his podcast, and is an idiot when it comes to arena shooters.
Again, just more ad hominems. I find this so fucking ironic because you cried victim about getting strawmanned or having what you said twisted to look worse, or or for being called a retarded bitch, yet you'll sit here and resort to taking petty jabs without addressing any actual points and omit all context whilst crying victim. Look in a fucking mirror already.
These people are in a hive mind. They repeat the same stuff over and over because they're mad that someone with 500 subs had a different opinion from them. Casuals didn't like what I had to say and just disliked Bomb without even wanting a conversation.
You know, that's all really rich coming from a self-proclaimed synthetic man simp. Don't act like you wanted a conversation either when you came out swinging from the start by mass generalizing people.
So, well, let's move on to the people who responded to me. Vincent, Martin, Krillix, and Brother Near. These people are so stupid, it's actually incredible. Their videos just repeat the same shit over and over. Oh, you're getting too emotional, you're a retard, you actually know what gaming is like. Casual started the industry. Okay, come on, the last one is dumb.
And literally no one was making that last argument. But you know, everything else they listed was true, so even if some of them reiterated the same points, you clearly needed it drilled into your skull further, so tell your parasitic little buddy to add me to his list too, I guess.
No, people. People who ran the gaming industry cared about video games, not casuals. Casuals weren't even a thing back then.
What? I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
Bitch, you're aware arcades existed, right? Like, the most casual setting for video games? Casuals have always been a thing, so I don't know what the fuck you're smoking.
And yeah, I'm gonna get emotional, my favorite medium went down to the shitter. The worst part I heard was when Vincent said, you shouldn't hate the player, hate the game. Well, who do you think buys these games to get them made? Vincent Martin, I'm gonna focus on you because ironically I hate your video the most.
Yo, based? That's the most sensible thing you've said in your entire time on YouTube.
You focus on a YouTuber who shadowed me for 5 seconds, and then your entire video was just you misunderstanding my points. First of all, you don't care about video games. I can tell you don't care about video games. Tell me to calm down when people keep buying the same shit over and over when they know it's going to be bad? Like, fuck you. I am gonna get emotional. The reason I use Manga Common's video for that example of nostalgia eaters is that it proves that dumbasses like Manga Common will make a 20-minute video calling a game bad, and in the same video, he's gonna buy it anyway. You don't think that's a problem?
Who the fuck cares?
Alright, I am in no way trying to defend Vincent Martin of all people here, but why do you think any YouTuber buys a game and does that? That's how reviews work if a game is bad. I don't care if you hate nostalgia eaters as a whole, but goddamn, Synthetic Man does the same thing too. Reviewing games is either their job or some type of hobby they get paid for. So seriously, double fucking standards much?
See, this is something that Vince and the others won't understand, is I care about video games. To everyone who watched the original video, I care about video games. To y'all, video games is a pastime. To you, it's just a hobby. You know, you don't care about it. You guys won't understand how great we had it in the early 2000s. You don't actually care about video games, because if you did, you would know how great it was back then.
Oh my god, okay. 1. A pastime is a fucking hobby, which implies it is something people care about. 2. Just because you claim to care doesn't mean anyone responding cares less. And 3. Bitch, if I'm correct, you are only 21 years old, and you're trying to tell me how good gaming was in the early 2000s, you weren't even born! Meanwhile, I've been playing games since before the year 2000, literally, and I got some Reddit mod sounding dumbfuck bitch ranting about casuals ruining games cause of graphics, trying to tell me how good she had it during a time she wasn't even born, let alone old enough to shit on a goddamn toilet or hold a Game Boy. Get off this artificial high ground because it's just beyond pathetic at this point.
Yes, in the early 2000s, we did get bullied for playing video games.
Bruh, you weren't even born yet then? Shut up. I actually grew up at that time and was never bullied for gaming.
Think about all the movies or television shows where they made gamers look like these nerds who live in their parents' basements and don't care about themselves. Where do you think the nerd stereotype came from?
A stereotype in media is not indicative of reality, and acting like the mere existence of such a stereotype proves your point when everything I was growing up is completely antithetical to that. Yeah, you're fucking retarded.
I'm just gonna say it right here and now. To all you who respond to my video, you're a fucking idiot. You guys can keep your heads buried in the dirt thinking that I'm wrong, even though you can see the downfall of gaming right in front of your eyes, and you refuse to accept the truth.
You know, when you say stuff like this, you're just one tinfoil hat away from becoming a full-on gaming conspiracy nut. Tell me games like Crab Champions, OTXO, Project Zomboid, Severed Steel, Ultra Kill, Starship Troopers Extermination, fucking Elden Ring even, are all terrible games or somehow contributed to the downfall of modern gaming? Go ahead, I'll fucking wait.
Yes, The Last of Us Part 2 and Forspoken failed because they focused on the political messages more than the game itself. But no, there's no politics in gaming, even though Synthetic Man literally gave proof that they put political stuff in video games for profits.
No, those games failed because they were just bad, and we never said there aren't disingenuous politics in games, just that people like you or Synthetic Fuckboy love to needlessly inject them into random topics, just like the people you claim to hate. Oh, the fucking irony.
I also never said all casuals. If you're a casual gamer but you don't care about graphics and you like playing good games, good for you, you're not a classic casual. Congratulations, but you're not the majority. My proof this is that I've been around gaming culture for almost 15 years now. I've been playing video games since I was 6 years old, and since then, I've been into gaming for 15 years. I think I know a thing or two about how gaming works.
Aw, you want a sticker too? Because that's not how a source works. You're just acting like some authority on the topic because of some kind of seniority, and you aren't. I would heavily outweigh your authority by almost 10 years if so. What a pathetic way to back up your statements.
I also hate how Krillix and Brother Nier have this smugness in their voice. Like, they just sound so smug, like they know everything.
Congrats, I hate your voice and how you act all authoritative too. And I guarantee you aren't gonna like how much of a condescending douche I can be either.
Well, calling me retarded and a bitch is not an argument. You can actually tell I won the argument when they stooped to name-calling. I doubt they even watched the entire video till they responded to it.
Yeah, I'm not repeating everything I highlighted earlier. There was definitely more than just name-calling, and this is still especially rich given that you've omitted all of their videos for a lack of context. I don't know how you're this unaware, dude. It still surprises me.
So I guess this is where I do my conclusion statement. Look, I understand that people had issues with a video, and I'm not saying for instance that it's perfect, but it was clearly an emotional piece. Yes, these are my opinions and my experiences. Like, the problem is you guys are taking the video too seriously. Like, this wasn't an analysis about the gaming industry. Whatever. They're gonna hate this video and take it out of context anyway. I'm done. I'm just done.
Well, that couldn't have been better timed because I'm pretty fucking done with your video too. Nothing about it being just your opinion is a shield to criticism. It being an emotional piece implies you're taking it seriously, so you only have a problem when others do too. Also, just simply making a response laughing at your ridiculous points doesn't mean people are taking it all that seriously inherently either. And the real overall problems with the now 2 failed abortions you call videos on this topic is that 1, you cannot comprehend the nuances within the gaming industry or just the casual side of the market, and 2, you falsely believe that just because AAA games aren't always as good as they could or should be, or some particular games are perceived as awful these days, that the overall industry is in decline. Like I said earlier, I'd like to see you say that in regards to any of the games I listed. But in all seriousness guys, there isn't much more to her video other than a tiny bit more rambling and just her outro crap, and I'm pretty exhausted from her retardation to boot, so I'm gonna wrap the video up here guys. I'll try to have some more consistent uploads in the future, but y'all know me. Just bear with me and I'll have something for you. But anyways y'all, big ups for watching it, and especially if you made it this far into the video, y'all are the real ones, and I really appreciate the hell out of you guys. And you know, maybe subscribe for some more quality therapy, and I'll catch y'all in the next video.